Now we're back for our week 3 of the PUDL weekly. I'm here again with Dr. Stein. What's up,
Hey,
brother?
everybody.
And brother.
How are you going to be seeing me without the costume and makeup today? I had a busy day, so no time to set everything up.
Yeah, it's for the special matters. If you guys keep
we'll
playing
save it.
some hit matches, maybe in the playoffs, they have to earn it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much, but it does take me a while to, get all nice and dolled up in the actual Shy Guy outfit. So definitely, once we get closer to playoffs, you'll be seeing him, all right?
Also good weather, because that looks like it's really hot. Not gonna lie.
That's okay. It's getting colder over here, so we're gonna be fine.
Oh, then it's fine too, guys. And week 3 and one more week with a ton of good matches. Starting from the first one, Funch versus Kingler.
Let's go here. Oh, yes. Oops. I forgot to put the mute stuff on that.
Dude, I don't know if you saw in the last video, I forgot to. And then I
did.
I just heard Pokemon noises. But I think you guys
the
didn't hear it on your side. So I was just like, shh to the camera.
Okay. Where are we starting from here? I think it started off solid on both sides. To be completely honest. What's it called? The girder. My goodness. The set really worked out well for Kingler. And this includes the Terra typing as well.
Yeah, and the Terra's the best time possible too.
Yes. 100%. I don't even know where to go from here. The Ice Punch pulled in so much work. I think he's Iron Fist. That's probably the only reason he did as much damage as he did as well. Not just to one-shot the Landorus Therian, but to also take the Espeon down to, what was it, 38%? I think it took it down to. So he did a really good job with the set on Girder, and it took him far. I like how they both terrestrialized on the same turn. I thought that was pretty cool. But the good thing is that Funch only tried to set up that turn. But at the same time, I feel like it was a waste of a setup since he immediately had to switch out.
Yeah, I feel like he wasn't expecting the Terra Steel there. Like, he just thought, oh,
Probably not.
another fodder in my front. This guy won't take it.
Yeah.
But dude, at one point, I even thought it could be Choice Bandit because he was doing so much damage with those Ice Punches.
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but that's just the Iron Fist boost, and I probably would have thought the same thing if I didn't see him switch moves, honestly.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was like the perfect set because he had Ice Punch. He only used 2 moves. I'm just looking at it now. He
the
only
Ice
used
and the
2
Mac
moves.
Punch. Yeah.
Let's look at everything he did. I'm trying to... Okay. So let me see. So first thing he did is Ice Punch the Landorus Therian, Ice Punch the Espeon, gets it down to how much? Yeah, gets it down to 38. Ogerpon, another Ice Punch, I believe. Then he's gonna go for a Mog Punch, take out that. So he gets 2 moves off, takes Espeon down to low health, takes down the Lucario to 17% health, layer to 7 due to Life Orb. This Girder got him so far.
Yeah, basically took off half of Fun's team.
Yes.
And then we also had a weakness policy, Tinglu.
Ooh, dude. Did you ever try that?
I considered it a couple times, but I never ended up bringing it.
I mean, in this case, it was very much as you kind of would expect, like a one-trick thing. It's only going to take out 1 or 2 mons at most, and I think a lot still has to do with its speed tier.
Yeah, it's hella bulky, but it's also hella slow. I think
if you did like a trick room setup,
something like this,
and then the weakness policy Tinglu, it would definitely take you far though. But besides that, kind of did what you expected. It took enough damage to get the weakness policy off and kill something, but it won't be revenge killing anything else.
Yeah, the beauty of Tinglu is that he's not like taking a hit, he's taking 1, 2, 3 hits. So he's always doing something, so weakness policy is a really cool tech with him.
Yeah. I do want to say though, the power gem on the Espeon was some real nice tech.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's a darn shame because that probably would have been what he needed to take out the Ogre Pawn. Since oh wait, actually that's a speed tie I'm looking at right now. Assuming they were both max speed and plus speed nature, they with speed tie.
That's true.
So it all depends on who wins the speed tie and who takes each other out.
Yeah, but Funch was definitely cooking. The nasty plot vacuum wave in Lucario.
It's just a darn shame he had too much health taken from him.
Yeah, like he had a plan, but he the one thing he wasn't expecting was the Terra Steel Girder putting that much work. And then when he tried to go back to his game plan, it was already a bit too late. He lost some crucial pieces.
Definitely agree.
But still,
I do want to say I like the nickname on the girder, Flexin.
Yeah. I was actually also considering this one.
He did just that. Hold up, he did just that.
Yeah, the small boy putting more work than his father.
We're gonna talk about that in a bit. But yeah, overall, very good, great game from Kingler. Also, great game from Funch as well. He still brought it back fairly close, and it just turned out this way with a slightly better prep on Kingler's part. So, GG's to both though, definitely.
Yeah, one misstep from Kingler and it for sure could have turned ways. Like he had all the setup opportunities on his team. Next up we got Woba versus That Boy Keith.
Hold on, let me go.
Talking about the older parent.
Oh, yep. Speaking of which, we went right to it.
Just next
Turn one did not go so well for it.
And I feel bad for...
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, I was like, I feel bad for Wuba sometimes because we can see he's cooking and he got really cool ideas, but it's just not working out like the way he wants. The Power Herb, Solar Beam, really cool tech on the Typhlosion, but it just doesn't echo the Knuckle stack, and you just get opportunity to recover, and then it's basically...
Yeah, I believe the Knuckle stack was, I believe it's Eviolite, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see for sure, but it took it
judging
tanked
by
a
the
lot.
damage, yeah.
I don't think there's any other way it would have lived the Solar Beam. And like I said, it's a real darn shame because if it wasn't for that Violite, I'm pretty sure Knuckle stack just gets destroyed by it. And he didn't tear. He tear it late too. So, and actually, hold up. Did the
actually it doesn't do that much. Like, let me send you. I sent you in Discord. It does from 48 to 67, like some regular sets. This is timid Typhlosion Hisui, but
it's still a 2-hit KO. Yeah, it did just about the damage we expected.
Yeah, when you see it do that, like it's almost a 2 KO, do you feel it's worth going for an item to enable that?
Okay, do me a quick thing. I want to see if Terra Grass would have killed it.
Good one. Terra Grass.
Because we seen that he has Terra Grass.
Oh, it's 72 to 85. Looks better than he can. Nah, Shadow Ball doesn't kill, Fire Blast.
But remember, he terrestrialized afterwards. On top of that, something I am a little curious about was the flame charge on the Typhlosion. I'm looking at Keith's team. I'm not seeing much that he would want to outspeed, to be honest, besides the Dragonite.
The Cinderace is hella fast too, but they both don't really hit each other.
Yeah. So I'm a little curious on the flame charge there, and maybe
because
we'll
in the end,
leave a comment on that.
Yeah, in the end you still kind of need another fire move. This is basically just to get a speed boost.
Yeah, and also another thing I would like to comment, I feel like if Woba would have terrestrialized, and assuming, once again, I don't know what Terra type he had, assuming he was Terra Grass, if he had done it from the get-go, not only would he have done some more damage with the Solar Beam, he also would have not taken as much damage from the Salt Cure.
Yeah, that's true. And then maybe he can hit two Shadow Balls.
Oh no, never mind. That's a lie because Valkyrie affects water and steel types. That's what it is.
Well, at least the starting hit.
Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, sorry, that's what it is. So yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, not the residual.
But yeah, I agree with you heavily on the part where you say it's just we see he's got sets that he wants to cook with, right? It's just don't come into fruition, unfortunately. And a lot of times, to be fair, a lot of it's just better prep on the opposite team, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to give credit to Keith.
Mm-hmm. So I see that he went the Quirk Drive on the booster energy on the Iron Treads again, which once again I don't feel like it's a bad thing. But I would suggest to Woba personally, if you are running the booster energy, I don't recommend running rapid speed. Rapid spin. It's nice to get extra speed, but that's more of a supporting role. It's nice, but you don't need it unless your booster energy is maxing your attack.
And he has the Conkeldurr to defog too.
Oh my god, I forgot that thing gets.
Yeah, I just know this gets defog because of the timber.
Yeah.
The girder.
I forgot who it was. Someone in the Wi-Fi league made a video like specifically saying Conkeldurr gets what? Or this mon learns defog? And when I saw it was Conkeldurr, I could not believe it.
It doesn't make sense, yeah.
How?
On the other hand, both rapid spin and defog are blocked by Goldengo. So yeah,
it was a very nice little but it was cool to see that the Samurai lived the Mark Punch from Breloom and cutting Breloom off from getting a 5-0.
And I don't know if you watched Kif's video from the match.
I did not watch it. Actually, no, yes, I did. I did watch it.
Dude, that was so good because he was really happy. He was like, "Hey, Breloom, he did the work, blah blah blah," and then in the final turn, it survives with 1%. And oh no, shit! Just because I was praising Breloom, and then he dies.
Yeah. No, but Breloom, it's great to see Breloom doing work, you know, because I feel like over the years it's kind of fallen off a bit. And it's darn shame because it has a lot of tools. It does a lot too. And even in our league, DDL, we saw Breloom put in hella work.
Yeah, the Breloom together with the Hisuian Zoroark, that was a thing to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I was really lucky that in my week he didn't bring the Breloom.
No, he brought it for me, and unfortunately my tech got ruined by it.
Yeah, the Shroom is a weird one, but he did a strong one. But I feel Woba is also getting better. He still didn't get his first dub, but we can see he's finding his way through. Like the Umbreon set is really annoying but really effective. The Freeze Anti-Fusion here helped him a lot to know what's coming from a couple sides.
And I'm glad he's running Frisk.
Yeah, I mean, it's so underrated.
He's starting to realize the value of it, you know? Because I think I remember, like, in the first week, there was, like, a debate on Frisk being a useless or not a great ability.
Mm-hmm.
But he's starting to learn the value of information, which is going to be helping him a lot more further down the league.
Yeah, like checking Scarfers and Pontation stuff. Like, you see if Goldengo is Scarf, you can
didn't get shafted by Scarfers this week.
Yeah. That's already and there was a Scarfer there, the Goldengo.
Oh, yep, right. But he did great, and I will say it's a darn shame that the Conkeldurr was the one that got slept, because I feel like Conkeldurr answers a lot of this team.
Yeah, it can at least take a couple hits on everything, you know. If it has Ice Punch, it can hit Dragonite and Breloom. Mach Punch can hit a ton of the rest of the mons. Yeah, I think it learned. Knockoff to Goldengo. And Cinderace is strong,
but let's be honest, he probably would not have minded getting tricked Choice Scarf.
Oh yeah, this thing with Scarf would be scary indeed. And we didn't even get to see what he was running on it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're gonna find out later on that he's not the only one.
Yeah, I feel in the end, who you let us sleep here? Umbreon, maybe?
So here...
Synchronizer.
Yep, Umbreon, 100%.
So he also loses Breloom on this.
Mm-hmm. And then you get rid of his sleeper, and you get rid of what potentially could have been what's your Samurott and your Iron Treads check.
Oh yeah, that opens a lot of his thing. That would be really good.
Because Iron Treads outspeeds the Glamora, so even if Glamora had Earth Power, it doesn't want to go into it. And I do believe that Cinderace still does outspeed Iron Treads, but for that you have Samurott, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it outspeeds if it's not booster.
So, but great, once again, great prep on Keith's part. And Woba, you're getting there. Don't give up.
And the point of shame is Umbreon's nickname. Shame on you.
Oh God! Why'd you have to bring it up? Why'd you have to bring it up? I could have avoided just looking at that.
We say all the truth here. And now Wuba.
God.
Bad boy Wuba.
You're in the same shit, bro. You're the one that brought it. I could have avoided just looking at that. I was just looking at the gameplay. Oh, by the way, Keith actually does have nicknames. I realize now. Give me 1 second. Keith actually does have nicknames. Let me try to find.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does. So I don't know what's going on.
Replay.
I don't know if it's something he's using, but he has nicknames for these things. If you look at his videos, when he's doing team prep, he'll put the nicknames next to the Pokemon name.
Maybe he forgot to put on the actual team he played, like he did in the editing, but not the team.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Plugs. If I can find it.
Let's check because we're okay. Double Keith.
And why am I not finding it now? Hold up. That's so weird. Why can't I find it? Spoons.
Oh yeah, he has on the team builder, but not on Showdown. Just sent you. By the way, all of you just go down there and drop a like.
Why can't I find it?
And watch the boy Keith stuff.
Okay, 1 second. Let me do this. Let me mute this. There you go. Mute. Okay, so it's Lena, the Glamora. It's 500 milligrams for the Breloom. That's actually really nice. Kosher for the Knuckle Stack.
How's it going,
Wait,
guys?
that's not Knuckle Stack. What's it called? Yeah, that is Knuckle Stack.
Yeah.
It's Garganachi stuff. Give me 1 second. Kosher, I like that nickname. Kosher's nice. Sivelto Mama, you already know who that is.
Dragonitis Backwatch.
Reganomics. Reganomics the Golden Go. Pack Watch. I like the Pack Watch. It's nice.
Just don't forget to
gotta
put it on Showdown.
Yeah, we gotta keep this in 9 for nicknames of the week, definitely. But definitely, hopefully, Keith, you can find a way to put it in the Showdown. I don't know if it's something you're using when you're transferring from Team Builder or something, but hopefully next week we can see him.
Yeah, just let me check something to see if I'm not being unfair. Where is it? It was on this match. Yeah, I didn't want to say this, Skiff, but Alex is using nicknames. That's why he got more differential. Just saying. Don't forget your nicknames. That's the most important part in team building.
Definitely, 100%. I can abide by this.
Otherwise, it's half of the show we're missing. Talking about a show, what about Dusty versus Michael?
Oh boy, hold up. Let me
And
go
dude,
to...
Dusty shut my mouth. Because the Pincurchin actually did something.
Let's talk about it. So, turn 1.
The first thing, I was watching this live. First thing I do turn 1 is opening Google and search, what the fuck is a Zing Zap? Because I literally never heard about this move.
It's a Gen 7 move, and I think the Pokemon that got it first was the Togedemaru, the Steel Electric.
Oh yeah, the little Ratty.
The Pikachu clone.
Yeah. But I didn't play those games, so I was like, what the fuck is this move? And then it crits. And then it brings Gengar to the Satch. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was beautiful. You got rid of what was Maiko's one of his MVP mons from last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. Plus, you get rid of any curse body shenanigans too.
Oh, and by the way, the second one didn't matter, but he literally got 2 crits in a row the first two turns.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing. But what's even more amazing is Armarouge coming in to show why
Dude, this set,
he's the boss.
I feel the set is good, but bringing it at the right time, and like he got the first Calm Mind, but then he sees Appleton, and what does really Appleton does against this? And he realized this and
He
just
was trying
clicked
to
the
leech
sub.
Stein. Yeah, which actually, hold up, I want to do something. It's a smart thing, right? Because even if Appleton takes damage, getting the leech seed off kind of not only mitigates the leftovers healing, but actually heals your team too with whatever wants to take it.
Yeah,
So it was not a bad strat. In all honesty, it wasn't a bad strat. However, oh, that's my dog right there in the back.
Nah, don't worry.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Just a little bit.
But-
We love dogs here.
Okay, good. That's Luca.
Nah, that's,
Yes, I gave him a mafia name.
that's
So
a
that's
good one
Luca.
for indeed.
Thank you. I almost lost my train of thought. So the leash seed strat wasn't bad. However, because Dusty has substitute, he just shut that plan down, and from there proceed the steamroll. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not only a good strat, but it's the right strat for that situation. But Dusty read that really well, and he had the sub, and that basically sealed the deal because at that point he can just like alternate between the Calm Minds and the sub until Armarouge is ready to clean the rest of the team.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little more about it, right? Because something interesting went on kind of mid-match. So after losing, I think this is after losing the Chiyu. And you go, but yeah, he lost Chiyu. Which is, I want to say it was a godlike read from Dusty's part to set up another substitute because he took the Dark Pulse damage for free.
Yeah.
All Chiyu could do was just break the sub. That's all he could hope to do. So Azelf is the next best answer he has with the Shadow Ball. And we see that Azelf is actually one-shotting the substitutes despite his +2 special defense. Dusty has the balls to Calm Mind at 20% health in front of this Azelf. The balls.
Yeah.
Risking the crit. Like, it could have been a crit or it could have actually been a KO because it took him to 4%. So I was just shocked beyond belief.
Yeah, I don't know if he was making the calcs in the fly and said, oh fuck, it doesn't kill me.
Yeah, do you want to look that up real quick? Because I think Azelf's at full health.
Let me try to check. Just because.
Yeah, Azelf's at full health.
Let's try E-Belt, Azelf, Armarouge. It was already how much? Of course, things could be bulky Armarouge. Just a sec.
Armarouge is at +3. No, +4, my bad.
Where is it?
Yeah, so let me go back. I need to see something.
+4 special def.
Yeah. Because if it says ×3, that means he's +4.
Yeah, Shadow Wall. It's 26.
And he's running Sky
31.
Shock. He's running Sky Shock.
Oh, it's Sky Shock.
So let's assume this is even though I doubt it, let's assume it's a special defensive Azelf. Oh no, not special because it's the physical, right?
Yeah. Sky Shock hits the physical side.
So let's suppose it's a defensive Azelf. Or max HP at least.
Sky Shock. Oh, and it's actually +5 special attack. It just kills. Yeah, +5 it just kills.
Mm-hmm.
But Shadow Ball does 26 to 31. Oh, it only did 22.
Well, that's +5. I'm looking at +4 because he wasn't +5.
Oh no, he was plus 5
He
special
was
attack.
+4. Yeah, he was +5 when he killed him. +4 is when he set up that last Calm Mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. I was 1 turn ahead.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, it's 20% Oko.
Oh snap! So Dusty didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, he knew he needed the next one.
Oh,
And he's at 45%.
Dusty is a calking guy, all right. When I fought this guy, our match took 1 hour long.
But I feel this because even modest Expert Bell doesn't kill with Shadow Ball. Armor Root from that range. It's max 41 and he's at 45.
But yeah, because after Azo, yeah, there's not much to do. But yeah, that was very ballsy on Dusty's part and definitely paid off. He got the guaranteed Oko. And yeah, good job, Dusty.
And he still play around to get the 6-0 and help a little bit his differential after the first weeks.
Yeah, this is Dusty's second league in a row getting a 6-0.
Yeah, our boy always gets one.
Yep, and I'm the only one that don't get nothing.
We told you guys those last 2 weeks, if he doesn't sack his most important mon, Dusty's a threat for you guys to deal with.
I don't know if I would say Armor Rouge in this game was his most important.
Yeah, definitely.
He definitely had other stuff. He definitely was an important mon. Like, let's suppose it wasn't a Calm Mind set, right?
Yeah.
I still feel like if he ran Flash Fire or something, and then ran a, let's say, a Dark Resist Berry, right? Or his Feel may not kill the Chi-Yu, but definitely gets it down to the range where something faster can take it out. Say the Mian Shao.
Yeah, he definitely had the tools.
Yeah, so even if this wasn't Calm Mind, it was a good mon. Not a key one, but a good one. And I think, all in all, he did a good job. Well, much better job this week, just preserving his mons.
And we didn't even get to see what the dog really came to do. The dash one. I really love that mon.
No.
It's a MVP from my first Nuzlockes from Scarlet and Violet.
Hey, there we go. Alright.
It only clicked one move, but looking forward to see more of the dog.
It's got tools. It just it's definitely a mon that needs to be in the right situation to get ahead, unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
by itself it's just okay. But if you can set it up where it can get its ability off, or something like that, it will do good.
Yeah, or just a thing that's play rough and iron defense, play rough, and body press does good coverage.
Yeah. All right.
And then Peter versus Innova, and the Probo Pass again. He really lost that one, right?
I guess so. Oh, that's still on. But at least it's just the noises.
I just heard the shame.
Yeah, while looking at it, because I'm not a big fan of having everything muted. The music is too loud for me, so I normally just have the music off and I'll leave the noises. But where do you want to start with this match?
Dude, looking at it, Shamin just put so much work. I really love this one. Like even the baby form.
49% to a Probo Pass, man.
And Probo Pass is just hella bulky.
He is.
One thing that's funny is Peter's nickname.
Do another 42 on the Bisharp, which odds are it was a Violite.
The Bisharp?
Probably.
Yeah, looking at it.
So
the 4% and I think it was 3 flinches in a row with Iron Heads in Donphan.
Hey, dude, I want to give props to Peter, right? Because, did he Swords down at one point? I need to see where this happens. Skip turn.
It was turn.
Okay, no, yeah. So he loses the He loses his Gliscor,
Gliscor, yeah.
which I think he could have preserved. To be honest, I'm going to be real. I feel like he could have preserved the Gliscor. But
yeah,
you
last
know, it
move
went
should be
down.
Roost, right?
Hmm?
Last move should be Roost, so he should find opportunities to get back to full HP.
Yeah, so I feel like he definitely could have preserved that Gliscor for much more. And it's a darn shame all that happened. Let's see, where was that? Okay, yeah, so he loses the Gliscor, sends in his 4% health Bisharp. And this man proceeds to flinch the living hell out of Donphan.
Yeah, and props to Peter to realizing the play he needed to do and going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it's 30%, but you're already in front of the Donphan. So you have to try to capitalize the best way possible.
Yeah.
And it
I
paid off.
probably would have... Oh, what was it? What did he die to? Oh yeah, I would have sucker punched the Tinkaton.
Yeah, the
though.
Tinkaton.
That's probably just to get some extra damage off.
Yeah, wouldn't do much, but just to chip. You're dying anyway, you know?
Definitely. The iron hands unfortunately did get burned. I do gotta say, as Peter, I probably would have seen the Will-O-Wisp coming from the Dusclops.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that was all planned, you know? I think he balled like, I'm gonna go +6 and I don't care getting burned, because I'll just... Burn can just break it in half and I can make it like ×4 basically, so I'm always winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see the logic,
and he probably didn't want to risk switching out into a Poltergeist on anything else.
Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know what Probopaz is still doing alive, but...
Hey, but it was a clutch switch into the Monkey Dory though.
But I mean, at that point with Gliscor, I probably sack Probopaz at that point. And then you still have Gliscor alive at this point.
But
and Gliscor is also a good switch
Peter
to...
for not letting the burn get to him on the Iron Hands. He just took advantage, set up the rest of his sword stance, and proceeded to go ham.
Yeah. I just feel Gliscor would be so good here, because Gliscor can also block the Willow with the Toxic.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm trying to... Look, at this point, I'm trying to think about everything he did pretty well, regardless of sacking Gliscor early. Like, let's suppose just that doesn't change, right? Gliscor is still gone. It definitely still has a lot more value later in the game, as we're seeing. But I think the only other thing that I probably do have to complain about here is when Regieleki was on the field and then Monkey Dory came and frisked it, I saw normal gem. And in my mind, automatically I got two things in my mind, right? It's either Terra Blast, because he's got, you know, you can't terrestrialize Regieleki, but I do believe Terra Blast is still allowed on it.
Should be legal.
Right? So Terra Blast normal gem, I'm like, oh wow, that's gonna do some pretty impressive damage.
Or he's gonna go
But
home.
he never uses it though.
Or more likely, I think it's for boosting explosion.
Yes, that's definitely the most likely scenario. And I'm thinking right now, okay.
I think he was
his last
afraid
two
of
monsters,
exploding. Not gonna lie.
Huh?
I think he just got afraid of exploding. But honestly, anything that dies to the explosion...
Would have taken out Shaman?
It was 62, not sure. Let's... Since we're on it, Regieleki. Explosion. And then...
It's not 62, it's at 50 after taking Stealth Rock damage.
Normal. Yeah, I can set Stealth Rocks here. And Shaman. Just a regular offensive set. 53 to 62.
How much?
53 to 62. I think it doesn't die.
Yeah, because it was at 50% health after Stealth Rock.
It's a roll. But yeah.
But if you're saying it's 52 to how much?
Yeah, 53 to 62.7. So with Stealth
And
Rock,
that's
it shouldn't kill.
No? Isn't that basically guaranteed? Because he had 50% health?
Yeah, it has 62. It's literally the...
No, it's 62, and then once it came in, it took Stealth Rock damage, and we dropped it to 50.
Oh, then it's a kill.
That's a kill.
For some reason, I thought it was using boots.
No, he wasn't using. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, then he should just
Maybe
explode.
Maybe it was a choice item, bro. It only used seed failure.
Yeah, I also consider it because it was a ton of damage. Or
hey, hold on.
either
Doesn't
it's
seed
max
failure have
modest. Yeah, it does. I think
So
it's
this
80%.
man landed 5 seed flares in a row.
Let me see if it's 90 or 80%. Seed flare 80, 85. How much he used? Let's go quickly. At least 3. Yeah, it's still on the positive side, 61%.
All right.
4.
Hey, at least he didn't miss any. That I feel like that won him the game.
Let's see.
But
4.
yeah. So I am assuming maybe he didn't want to explode because he didn't think Espathra had the tools to take on Tinkoton. Because we never got to see what Espathra had either. That's another mon.
Or even he was afraid of the Tinkaton switch, because then he does little and he loses Regieleki. But then what else does he do? I don't know. I'm a big Regieleki hater, so.
No, I understand. I'm just, separating the Pokemon from the trainer, or the coach in this case.
Yeah,
and I'm just trying to see in what scenario. And once again, we are not counting the Gliscor throw because that's definitely was a win con for him, I believe. That definitely would have been a win con. But we're just here assuming that the Gligar, we're not assuming, we're just going to keep going with the Gligar who got sacked when it did. How does he come back from it? And I do feel like exploding on the Shaman was the answer.
Or even in front of Munkidori.
Hmm?
Or even in front of Munkidori. When it first came in. Because Munkidori took Stealth Rocks and it was 88. Explosion does 82, 95 to the Munkidori.
Yeah, but for the Munkidori, I have Espathra as the answer. I don't see it's worth it. So I don't mind that he didn't explode the Munkidori.
Yeah, I feel it's probably better to save for
Shaman.
Shaman.
The Probo Pass over it. The Probo Pass should have been gone a while ago.
Yeah.
But no, still great play, great game from both sides, honestly. Peter was close to bringing it back. That Shaman living on 1% though, that's crazy.
Yeah, now looking back, I can see better the idea. He was just chipping with Volt Switch and used the Probo Pass as a sack.
But it's not like he was choice specs. Like if it was choice specs, this game would have been so different.
True. And the surviving at 1%.
I feel like,
let me check.
Yeah, so more than anything, I'm just disappointed I never got to see the normal gym in action, right? Because you have it, but you don't use it. And it wasn't because you couldn't, because you could have. You may have been a little... what's the word I'm looking for?
Too cautious.
What's the opposite word? Yeah, cautious. But I feel like in this case it was overly cautious and he never got to use it. And at this point he was better off just using a choice picks. Regieleki.
It's like those situations where you bring like Focus Blast or Hurricane and Necro Move and then you're afraid of missing, so you click something else. Like the same logic. Like if you bring and you get into a situation that your best option is clicking that move, you should just go for it. If that's the feeling.
Yep.
Oh, one curiosity, all the Peter names kinda Sable person names. Stuart, Bruce, Ivan, Cleopatra, Humphrey, Barry.
Hey, hold up, I love the freaking Ivan on the Probo Pass.
Yeah, he has a trend on.
Ivan on Probo Pass actually goes hard though.
I loved Humphrey on Iron Hands.
Humphrey was nice as well.
It really looks like a Humphrey from the future. Like something you should have on your house in 50 years. Now the next one, a really good one too. Lemon versus Alex.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of good stuff that went down in this game. Where do you want to start?
The Jotun set. That
We're
thing
going
was
straight to the meat.
300 IQ, yeah.
Straight. We have a saying here in America, right? Straight to the meat and potatoes, right? You want to go straight to the good stuff.
Oh yeah, honestly, there wasn't much that happened before that. Just like he knocked off the choice card from Rotom, and that could change a lot. because it was a Leafstorm set, so being locked onto that kinda... I think it's even a little bit good to Lemon, right? Maybe not that early, but at some point you don't mind getting that knocked off. So you can volt switch around more freely after the Leafstorm.
Yeah, I do want to say it's knowing that it's a choice scarf set, it was pretty ballsy of Alex to switch in when he did to the Corvin Knight. Because if you get something at defensive of a Corvin Knight choice scarf, he loses a lot of potential in the game.
Oh yeah,
so it was a very big risk on his end, but it did pay off, so that's good. So just something to keep in mind, you know?
Yeah, and Corvin Knight put so much work in the middle of the match.
Oh, he sure did. Between Corvin Knight and Milotic, they were the dynamic defensive duo. Triple D.
And I just feel Alex prep for this match was so freaking good. Like the T-Wave to do with the Titan, the Copycat to get the Veil for himself.
Yeah, Yuxi's always been a support mon. I would definitely like to see some, maybe 1 week where he goes full offensive, like we saw with the Clodsire. But definitely, he got the right moveset on this Yuxi. Knockoff, Stealth Rock, Thunderwave. We didn't see what the last one was, but they're all great options, and they all played a big role. And yeah, so great stuff on Alex with that Yuxi. But oh my god, I just can't get over the Copycat on Jolteon. I totally didn't even know it got Copycat.
And I feel every time that Lemon was able to bring Ninetales, it ended up being good for Alex, because he got to the Fog one time, he got to, I think, at least 2 or 3 times the Veil for himself. And
What's
also
crazy is that he had 2 answers for this, right? 2 answers. Not only did he have the Copycat to copy the Aurora Veil, so now Lemon's like, do I do it or do I not? And every time I do it, he can just switch in Jolteon, because Jolteon is naturally faster. It's always going to get the guaranteed Copycat for Aurora Veil.
Yeah.
And then Alex also had the Fog on the Corvin Knight. So it's like, I don't care if I don't get to copy it, you're still not going to keep it.
Yeah. It's like he has both options if he needs to play Jolteon more aggressively, or he doesn't have the opportunities for it. Or if he loses...
But it's a lose-lose for Lemon either way, though, which is incredible.
Exactly. So it's really...
Do that to such a defensive team where it's a lose-lose is not an easy thing to do.
Also, Alex was keeping both of them safe and healthy most of the time. So they both actually play their win cons really good. Because Lemon also puts so much work, like bringing packs and doing Encore into the Corvin Knight. He tried the best that his team could offer.
Speaking of, I liked that he had Blizzard on his Greninja,
that was
paired
cool
up
too.
with the Snow Warning on Ninetales, guaranteeing the 100 accuracy. I'm telling you, at least once every recording, I'm always gonna trabarme la lengua. It's always gonna get stuck. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
The 100% accurate Blizzards on Greninja, which hits harder. I'm gonna assume the Greninja was Choice Specs. I want to say he was Choice Specs because he was doing really good damage against that Corvin Knight. But that was a really nice tech prep from Lemon's part too.
Also, another cool tech we saw from this match was the Mirror Coat on Milotic to do with the Rotom.
I forgot about it. Yeah.
That was also a really cool one.
Dude, it took out the... I feel like every time we see a Rotom, it's always going to get blown up by some unprepped tech. Every time. Week 1 was Woodhammer.
Yeah.
Week 2 was Terra Fire, Terra Blast.
And
now it's just the Mirror Coat.
It's just because Rotom is a tricky one that it forces prep, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like every week something's happened to it, which I love personally. Like, there's always an answer for Rotoms.
And to the different variants too.
Yes. Well, it's actually... This makes the 2nd week in a row for Rotom Mo.
Yeah, arguably one of the... I think the most hated one is the Fan, right?
Rotom Fan. Yeah. Yes, because it kind of makes its ability useless. Unless you're going against a Mold Breaker Mon. Like,
we
that's
already
the only...
got so many others special electric flying, like Zapdos, Kilowattrel. In previous generations, Emolga.
I think the only sick prep you can do with Roland Fam is that if you set up Rain, you get 2 guaranteed big hits in Hurricane and Thunder.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, that's the only like sick prep I could say you get out of it.
Yeah, and it's kind of mid, but if we're gonna do this, just bring Kilowattrel. But maybe in draft, I don't know.
Hey, that's I think that's some bias there, bro. But I don't know what much else to say in this match. I do want to mention that they both did a good job mid-match. I feel like that's when both had to play around each other a lot. And just unfortunately, Alex got the upper hand in that. But still a great game from both.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely Lemon sold this one really expensively. And next up, what do we have? A weird one, but one that I really enjoyed. That was Mr. Mag versus Herdis. Dude, again, another one, turn 1 miss. Every week we have one turn 1 miss.
You can't have it without it. It wouldn't be Pokemon.
Yeah. This time was the Stone Axe. And it actually wasn't the only time it missed on this match. Dude, Herdis got some pretty bad luck.
Yeah, and then the questionable switch to Quaquaval. I feel like in front of Overquill, King Gambit was always the choice. You know?
It can get poison, it won't take damage,
He took so much unnecessary damage from it, in my opinion. So much. But speaking of questionable, you want to go over this next part with King Gambit and Overquill?
Oh yeah, the debond. The sad part about this is like he saw the Destiny Bond, because like looking from Mr. Mag's perspective, you can kind of expect like I don't think King Gambit just straight up kills Overquill at 80%. So you should at least either SD or take 2 hits. So pressing Destiny Bond there was basically showing your cards, you know? And then the SD. But then Destiny Bond doesn't work twice in a row. So after the second SD, you're expected in the next turn to see the debond again. So you're already +4, you just go +6 and make the mind game and wait. I feel you kind of try to bait and wait until he spend the debond.
Yeah, because Overquill never kills King Gambit, especially with the set he had. All he has was Crunch.
Yeah, he saw everything.
By that time, let me go back. Let me go all the way back.
Because he saw the whole set: Toxic, Destiny Bond, Crunch, Barbarage. He only had Crunch.
Okay, so by the time he sees Destiny Bond, the full set's revealed. So and Destiny Bond only has 8 uses. Swords Dance has 32.
Yeah, just keep clicking until
Swords Dance has 32, dude.
Like if he crunches 1, 2 tries, the only scary thing is getting the defense drop from Crunch, but still wouldn't do a lot. You have lefties to back you up.
He obviously has Sucker Punch. Yeah, so it's a darn shame. But
oh yeah,
he still played the rest of the match really well, though.
Yeah, actually, if you have Sucker, you can mix between SD and Sucker Punch to ensure, like, because if he clicks Destiny Bond and you click Sucker Punch, you wouldn't kill him anyway, so you're never dying from the Destiny Bond.
Yeah. But like I said, besides that, he played the rest of the match really well. Herdis.
Yeah, like after those first turns, the way he bounced back, really good stuff. Sorry for cutting you on this one.
You know, he played around the different offensive mons that Mr. Mag brought out. And Mr. Mag was actually getting to a scary point where he was able to set up substitute with Volker, not Volker,
the Dynamorph.
Yeah, they got real scary at a point. But once again, Herdis playing around the situation, and even with the sun up, which mostly benefited Mr. Mag, he still found a way to bring it back. So Herdis really played phenomenally. You know, besides the first couple turns, the rest of the match was phenomenal.
Yeah, like he lost King Gambit early for that. He basically lost Quaquaval for for the toxic plate too. He missed the stone axe, and he got like I think 4 or 5 parries during the match, and the guy still managed to win from Walking Wake and Iron Moth's Littering and all the Paradox Mons on the Sun. It's indeed a great showing from him.
I do want to say, oh my goodness, I do want to say it was crazy how Herdes with his cleaver got the invisible and focus sash against the Iron Moth, and it was huge because Stone Axe mixed again, right? Twice already, Stone Axe missed, and what happens now is that he doesn't break the sub, and then Volcarona gets another free fiery dance in the sun with the boost, the +1. Had he not lived on 1%, I feel like this match would have gone in a much different direction.
Oh yeah, that's probably over at that point.
Yeah, so
if he dies
I feel like that's a very big did it matter moment right there.
And honestly, I think this was the most sexy match of the week, because there was so much going on. Like the parries, the misses. I'm sure there should be a crit somewhere.
We'll probably see it.
We dive a little bit on
what else I want to say. The Terror Ground coming in clutch once again for this Scyther on Herdes' part.
Yeah, Scyther showing us strong.
I remember week 1 saying how he terrored too early, but here I feel like he waited for just the right moment. And that was definitely what he needed to do to get rid of what I believe the biggest threat to be that Iron Moth. Because I'm going to assume that this Quaquaval didn't have Aqua Jet. So this Iron Moth was outspeeding the rest of his team and doing some really super effective damage.
And it hit like a truck.
Also, I like how Herdes kind of did some mind games on Mr. Mag, because I remember the first time he brought it out, right? He Terra sliced the ground, and then he did the Terra Blast ground on the switch in the Volcarona. And then the second time he brought it in, he set up a Trailblaze and got that speed boost.
Oh yeah.
And the last time this exchange happens, the Volcarona goes for a Fiery Dance, thinking he's gonna go for a Trailblaze. I'm assuming, right? Like, or maybe he's just ready to sack them on. But after that, he actually does do the Terra Blast, getting rid of Iron Moth.
Yeah, this was definitely like a little bit of a chess game moment. Like one trying to read the other one. Like, I think he's gonna go into that mon, so I'm gonna click this move, and then he's gonna click this move, predicting this switch, so I'm gonna do this. But Herdes, even with all of that and all the hacks, he still managed to pull through. And Alola is just so hard to break if you don't have the right answers.
Yes.
Like, that mon stood half of the match on the field, and it finished the game almost full HP. Probably full HP after the regenerator again.
Yeah, but go Alola, I'm even suffering through all the paras.
Yeah, the fish didn't even work today. He was just getting beaten.
All it did was Scald and Flip Turn.
Yeah,
Hold up, that reminds me. Speaking of Scald, Alex got every Scald burn in that last game.
Oh yeah, with my low chick too.
Yes, that was crazy.
Dude,
but I do want to give a big shout out to the Slitherwing being named mascot.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mr. Meg. Our boy really loves his moths.
Yes, he does.
And now, what do we have next? Oh, MSR and Embrace Assassin.
Ooh, we got another sweep in this matchup. But here, the difference was MSR went straight out the gate sweeping.
Yeah, like, he didn't even let me throw a little bit of salt on my popcorn. I was like, oh, Shift 3 is here, let me grab my popcorn. And then...
But nope, even the MVP this match.
Turn 1, the worm just say, hey, it's my turn.
About to coil up. And then, what I feel like is probably the only answer to this thing, gets wrecked. Gets absolutely wrecked. And it's the same Mon
And
from the fail of the week of last week.
the fun part is that the Rock Blast with the loaded dice, it's basically the perfect counter to every Scarlet set that can be annoying. Like Resist Berry, get fucked because I hit multiple times. Weak Armor, get fucked, I hit multiple times. Focus Sash, I hit you multiple times. Like Scarlet doesn't deal with this.
Did Scarlet, by any chance, let's suppose it was Flash Fire, would it have lived 4 hits?
That's a good one. Orform. Let's check real
Because
quick.
Scarlet is faster.
But as
Yeah,
well,
both
disclaimer, in our calcs, we're doing this with the regular EV spreads from the calculator, so there might be some variance there. Just a small disclaimer for the guys, because this is not like exact science, right? It was +2 already, now +1, right? Oh no, he was +2 already. Rock Blast. And it was loaded dice. Oh, I'm changing the ability. I'm dumb. Loaded dice. Oh no, it's not a KO, actually. I
Yeah,
mean,
4 hits, right?
if it has attack investment, then it's guaranteed. So it really depends on your form spread. I guess we could check it on
So really
SRV.
get to bulk up, raising its defense.
Oh yeah, so it definitely doesn't kill then.
It doesn't kill. So if he had not gone weak armor, he probably would have gotten most of that health back from a what's it called?
Bitter Blade, right?
The signature move he has, I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, Bitter Blade, right?
Bitter Blade, that's what it is.
Yeah, Bitter Blade and
So-
Shadow Snake kills after that. I think.
Maybe. He only coiled once, right? Let me go back. Because coil raises your defense as well. I'm going back right now to see this. He got intimidated, so he coiled once, says attack
Oh,
back
I
to
had-
neutral, but he's +1 defense. That doesn't change. The defense never went down. Now he coils twice, he's at +2 defense.
Nah, it doesn't.
But with the bulk,
44%.
but with the bulk up, he's +1, meaning that it negates one of the defense boosts, meaning he's just +1 defense.
But at +1 from one bulk up, it's still 2 KO. But yeah,
But yeah, it's still
for sure it doesn't
negates
die just like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the main point.
Yeah, so it's
But
it's
I
quite curious.
mhm.
Right?
Don't get me wrong, I like the weak armor tech, and I think it's a really dangerous set for Sir Ledge, but he got the specific worst counter he could see in his face. And since this is a draft league, I feel he's a little bit to blame about this, because those are the things we check in prep, you know? Like, okay, I'm bringing
Rock
weak
Blast
armor.
Loaded dice. Oh, how do you prep for Rock Blast loaded dice? Ow.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
he said in the end of the game.
guaranteed you never miss.
I think he said on the end of the game he wasn't even expecting the Orb form at all. Yeah.
Nah, this is he goes in the category we like to call the Fat Bastard Club.
Yeah.
You know, they get thick and they just don't want to die.
And from the point that Scarlet Ledge was gone, I mean, Hope was already far from Embrace Assassins
Yeah.
mood.
And well, MSR, even though he lost the Earthworm, showed that he wasn't done cooking yet, because he set up the Sun with Ninetales, and then goes Chlorophyll Witherball on the shift tree to end the game.
Yeah, just to show like, oh, I had more stuff cooked. I didn't get to show, but
there's more.
it's like the teaser, you know.
He wanted to make sure he could show off his shift tree track one more time.
Yeah, like, hey, maybe I get a shout out. There you go, my man.
There you go.
We're always happy to see
Like,
the 3.
yep. And I don't think there's any other league that's put in as much shift tree work as MSR has. Like, even SPL, I think the one that's got him is called Danny Mac.
Yeah.
And he's done some good stuff. There's some weeks where he just didn't get to show off the tech because the other opponent kind of out-prepped him. But even the weeks that did put in work, I just don't feel like it goes to anywhere near as much as the hype MSR is bringing. Right?
Oh yeah, no. MSR is making this look like a top-tier Pokemon.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have to change his logo soon. Shift Tree's gonna be right there.
The future mascot.
But that's good. Anything else you want to go over this match?
One really fun thing, he EV'd his Shift Tree to perfectly take 69% from Barbarage. That could be missed by the non-accurate ice, but the Mafia doesn't lose anything. So nice EV spread, for sure.
Very nice.
A man ahead of his time. And then the last one, Harvey versus Bobby Sins.
Let me take the sound off. There we go. Now let's look over here. So first things first, I want to give a shout out to this Magnazone's name. Kima, did you ever Google the name?
Oh yeah, in the end I googled it. When I saw the pictures, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Really cool.
Yes, so a very excellent name there. I feel like the first turns went well for both of them. He got the chip on the heat ram, and he reduced he got his stealth rocks and reduced the
Lilith after up.
the Zoroark, and got the burn. So now he'll always be able to know which one's the Zoroark. So I feel like both sides got a lot out of it. Then we go to the Victory Bell versus the Magnazone. I want to say it was a very, very great prep on Bobby Sin's side to set up the Sunny Day and then get the Terrifier Weather Ball going off of Victory Bell. That would have probably bursted any other one of these
the
Pokemon
other ones.
that Harv had. But Harvey fortunately had the Surdy on the Magnazone, which really saved his skin. I think this would have been a whole different game had we been looking at this anywhere else. Yeah, because I don't think anything else answers to the Victory Bell.
Yeah, directly like that, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he had the Sneasler doing the acrobatics, the unburdened acrobatics. You know, it's a tech you love to see.
Oh yeah, I wonder if that's good or not. That Mon just got banned to Ubers and it's already been a menace there too.
Personally, I'm not on the Showdown ladder. I don't see all this stuff. I'm nowhere near the top level to see how it's affecting the meta game. I just personally, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to see some games or whatnot, but I don't think it's nowhere near the level to put that thing in Ubers.
The thing is, it's just so fucking fast and strong.
That's true.
But I feel
it's probably mostly to me not being on the ladder and seeing this stuff go on.
Yeah. Not to go long about it, but just a small thing. Most of the stuff being banned has the same reason, in my opinion. That is Goldengo, because Goldengo enables just so much stuff. But that's a talk for another day, guys. But I feel you on the Sneasler one. It's strong indeed, but I feel you.
Yeah. But besides that, it was a very back and forth game. I like this a lot. It's crazy how close Bobby Sins was to winning this match, you know? It was extremely close, and I think the deciding factor was Harvey keeping his Rillaboom alive. I don't know if it was choice banded or not. I feel like it was because
it looked
each time it was in, it only pulled off one move.
And it did a ton of damage.
Yeah. But him keeping it alive and also timing him bringing it back in every time Grassy Glide expired. I mean, not Grassy Glide. The Grassy Terrain expired was perfect too.
Also, I really like
Because
to go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
I was gonna
think
say that for a while the grassy terrain was working kind of against him, except for getting off his grassy glides, because Heat Ran basically almost got back to 100% off of the combination of its own leftovers and the grassy terrain.
yeah, at one point was weird watching this game because it looked like everything was going wrong for Harvey, and then suddenly he just like that the tide changed to his side because he just lost Magnezone like that. The terrain was more helping Bobby Sins than helping him. He got the Zorak burned, but then he just played patiently and managed to grab the dub.
Harvey played super well here. The one thing I do want to say that I feel like like I said, Bobby Sins' biggest error in the match, which Harvey was doing a good job playing around, was keeping the Rillaboom around. I feel like had he used Heat Ran more every time that Rillaboom was in to try to get a Flame Body off, that would have changed this game so much. But I don't know if he was fearing a high horsepower or what, or maybe he didn't even have Flame Body.
Yeah, could be Flash Fire.
Yeah, Bobby says if you're watching the video, please leave a comment if you had Flame Body or not. If you did, right, and this is all assuming you had Flame Body and Heat Ran, you definitely need to have used it against the Rillaboom, because seeing after losing Victory Bell, because I don't think there's any other way to avoid that. The Victory Bell Terra on the Magnezone was clutch and very necessary, because nothing else besides Heat Ran, right? But you wouldn't want to risk that. Was gonna take that. So after that, trying to get a burn off of the Rillaboom would have been a very big priority. And this from someone speaking personally from getting swept by a Rillaboom before.
Oh yeah, was in the from Elmar, right?
Yeah, from Elmar.
Oh, I didn't remember that one. That was a sad week. The worst thing when those things happen in DDL, the worst thing is that in the next week I was about to match the guy you just played.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy way that the season was set up. You would always fight the guy I fought week before.
Yeah, this week was really funny because I was like really counting like, okay, Stein will break his morale and then I'll have a shot of winning. And then he got that win and I was like, okay, I'm fucked.
Sorry.
Nah, don't worry. He outplayed me on that one. Nah, just kidding. The only guy who hacks me for that is Frozone. Frozone, I'll never forgive him. But we get this guy next season. Yes, but one thing I'm curious on this match, just going back, is what's the rest of Dragapult's set? Because I'm not seeing Bobby Sins really, and I'm also one to blame because Dragapult is, as everyone says, the best Draft League Pokemon and etc. But it's a hard one to pilot, not gonna lie. Like in the end, it was one of my top 3 in kills.
Yeah, actually, I'm just realizing this Dragapult was a physical.
Yeah,
do you imagine if it would have had Phantom Force?
I'm not sure about Phantom Force, but definitely Psyfangs, Dragon Darts. Looking at his team, I don't know what else.
He probably
could be mixed too.
Maybe he was set up.
Yeah, could be the DD set.
So maybe he was set up and then only had Dragon Darts and
Psyfangs, yeah. Could also be mixed, like with Draco too. Draco Flamethrower maybe. Looking at harvesting, I feel if he had Flamethrower, he would bring Bolt more to the field though.
Yeah. So I'm really thinking right now that if he set up, what was his last move then though?
Could be sub.
Because he only knew Dragon Dance.
Could be sub, double edge, some stuff like that. It really depends on how he's looking at harvesting and what hole he's trying to fix with the last move. But I don't feel the physical coverage from Pult is that great. Coverage wise, the special side is much better. Because then you have T-Boat, Flamethrower, Surf, a ton of cool stuff.
I do feel like also, now that you mention it, during his last moves, he probably could have just, let me go to previous turns. Yeah, instead of going Pult after his Heat Randai, I feel like he should have gone Rotom Wash and then chip at it. Because I don't think this thing kills Rotom Wash even at +1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel, and maybe...
maybe Grassy Glide doesn't kill, and
yeah,
then he pulls off his
Bolt.
Dragon Darts.
Mm-hmm. And you can hit at least once the Rillaboom.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, he probably still would have lost, because I believe Grassy Glide, especially if he's banded, kills Dragapult at 50%.
Yeah, it's fair, but could be something. Because we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know, but definitely still a great game from both. Bobby Sins, I feel like this is best week ever.
And honestly though, if we look at the three guys who haven't won a game yet, Wooba, he's cooking stuff. It's just not working yet how he wants, but he got the ideas. Like we were talking about Dusty before. It's the same thing, you know. He's just missing one or two adjustments to make it work. Embrace Assassin, we just saw the battle he could put versus MSR. He had the tools on his team, like the weak armor was a smart tech. Salamence had a really good matchup if it wasn't for the Earthworm.
Yeah.
Like everything, like the Shell Smash too. He had it cooked, he just unfortunately didn't have the answer to the biggest threat on the opponent's team.
A lot of these games were pretty close, you know, even
And Bobby
the ones
Sins
that
now.
got, you know,
Yeah.
sweep. This whole week, because all it took was for one crit to kill the Armor Rouge from Dusty vs. Maiko, and then had the Cerulean not been weak armor, that also would have changed a lot, I believe. So honestly, while there were some pretty dominating games, I feel like a lot of, if not most of, the matches this week were pretty darn close. So we can definitely see the gameplay stepping up, which we like to see.
Like all those matches, one more hex or one more misplay and the result just completely turns in almost every single one of them. Now
those are our matches for the week.
Now let's go to the fun part. Let's start with which one. Let's get the play of the week.
All right.
And this week we got down to 3 really good ones. The subplay in the front of the Appleton, and it was, sorry guys, we still suck with the names from the head. Yeah, Michael versus Dusty.
Yeah.
With the
the
Armor Rouge.
Yeah. Especially because it negated the Leech Seed and definitely helped further down the road Armor Rouge getting the secure setups and winning the match.
Yeah, basically was the play that enabled the Armor Sweep, because if he gets Leech Seeded a turn, it's on a timer. So you need to start all over again. Or just
that's even with leftovers.
And as you said, it also, you're just healing the opposition, so you're basically dealing less damage every turn. Then our second, how can I say, I forgot the word, candidate.
Play.
Yeah, the copycat, Jolteon doing the copycat on the Aurora Veil.
Dude, I loved it so much, and it's the fact that it doesn't matter if it Aurora Veils, right? What mattered was that he got it in on the turn of the Aurora Veil, and then he got it because he always outspeeds it regardless.
Yeah, that was so good. It was one of those tournament plays, you know, the highlights.
Definitely 100%.
He can put this one on his draft league curriculum, his resume. And then the Victory Bell, the whole Victory Bell play, honestly, not only the Terra Weather Ball in the sun, but I feel the whole play, like setting up the sun, bringing the Victory Bell all at the right time. think it was all well played from Bobby's inside.
Yeah, I think it's just a total of 3 turns because it was the sunny day setup from the DNC. Then he had to take another turn to switch in the victory bell, and then finally Terrifier.
Yeah, and he managed to do with the baton pass to get the slow switch and be sure that he get it in the right time.
100%. So, in all honesty, great stuff from Bobby Sins from his side to get all that play going, and once again, it was really phenomenal. It's a darn shame that the Sturdy still was able to get off to heal the...
Yeah, even after rocks.
Yeah, the Sturdy got up, the Magnezone healed up to get it. But if it wasn't for that, I think we would have been looking at an entirely different game. But still great stuff.
Now, how do we order this? Because this is really tricky. For me, there's a clear winner, but I don't know about second and third.
Yeah. So I'm stuck between the sub and the Terrifier. The reason because the sub won the match for Dusty, where the Terrifier didn't, only because the Sturdy was still active.
Yeah, but on the other side, the victory bell play was cooler and more orchestrated. So yeah, both different measures, you know. That's what making it harder for me to decide. If we go by that logic, I think we can give the third place to the victory bell.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with that.
It was harder to set up indeed, but it just missed a little bit, and it was really unlucky because the rocks should have.
It's not like he subbed in on a switch. He subbed right before a leech seed could go off, which was huge. You know, because I think that's the big difference. So the sub aided a turn, something that was gonna happen that same turn, instead of like reading a switch in like Mr. Mag did week 1.
Yeah, it's like subbing in Will-O-Wisp or T-Wave. It's always a ballsy play because you can just lose a turn and 25% of your health.
So yeah, we're gonna give number 3 to Bobby Sin's Victory Bell and number 2 to Dusty's Armor Rouge.
Yeah, sounds fair for me. And number 1, we have to give to the copycat on the Jotun.
Yes, 100%.
That was so cool.
Congrats to Alex, right? Alex the one?
Yeah, congrats to Alex for the play of the week. And this one was a really sick one. In my opinion, it will be down in the end for play of the season because this was really cool.
Yes.
Like, it's not completely niche that you think, oh, this guy is crazy for trying that, but it's so specific. It's so specific that it's only like those nitpick situations, and he got the right one and in style during the match. Because sometimes we have the tech, but it just doesn't work, or we don't have the time to use it in the game, you know?
No, I got you what you mean.
And now we're going to our Did It Matter. We're doing this post again because we're recording this. It's actually 2:40 a.m. for me, so I'm gonna record this post and send to you guys. But you're probably jumping into it right now. Now into this week's Did It Matter, we have Hurdies versus Mr. Mag. And looking from the outside, it doesn't look as hexy as you might think, but that's what we're about to check. First of all, as we like to say here, starting from turn 1, but not only turn 1. Next time that Cleaver got on the field, he missed 2 stone axes. He landed the third one, but since he missed 2 in a row, and for consistency we're doing the same as the Blizzards, and we're counting it 2 in a row probabilities. Since it's 10% chance of missing, the expected in those 2 in a row is to miss only 0.2, but he missed 2. As you guys already know how this works, that gives him the score of 1.8 on display, and the chances of missing 2 stone axes in a row is 1%. So unlucky for our boy Hurdies. Oh, we have more. Alola got parried from Screentail. And even if in the beginning didn't look like it was that bad, then it got parried like 2 or 3 times in a row, I guess. And that made in total 5 full parries out of 12 turns. Since we have 25% chance of getting paralyzed, he was only expected to be paralyzed 3 out of those 12 turns, and he got 5. The odds of that, 15.7. And 2 extra to his score. But is there more to it? And the answer is this. He also got crit by a Hydro Steam. As we saw in the last episode, if I remember correctly, the chances of a crit happening are just 4.17%. And oops, this is not working for some reason. We'll just do this. That gives us a total of 4.17. And oh boy, that's a lot. Now on to Mr. Mag. We only got 1, but still valuable, because it was a crit on the flip turn from Alola. And as we saw, crits should be rarer than we're seeing, but he also took 1. A small disclaimer I put here, the flip turn would break the sub on Iron Moth anyway, so in reality it didn't matter, but math wise, of course the guy got crit. We are throwing this here. We're only excluding if it's a kill that is gonna kill anyway. And that gives Mr. Mag the score of 0.96. And that leaves us with our updated ranking. Herd is taking the first place as the most hexed so far. Then Woba keeping the second place, with Lemon right behind on the third one. And our Masuda rank also got a new leader in Mr. Mag. As you saw in the first week, we took Herd's score and subtracted Mr. Mag to give them a Masuda rank. If you're not really getting this, just go back into the first weeks, didn't matter. And there's a brief explanation on how this works. But now, let's get back to me and Dr. Stein from the past to keep going with the show. And we're back from it. And now we have the set of the week. And also some cool ones this week. And 2 modes that I really like, and 1 mode that surprised me, as I said before. The guy just shut my mouth with it. Let's start with this one, the Zing Zap. It's Zing Zap, right? The pink urchin.
Yes, that's it.
I don't even know how to say the name of the move.
I didn't even know the move existed till today.
Literally, when I was watching the match, the first thing I just googled the move to see, oh, is this even legal? Does this exist? It's not a hack move. Like maybe Dusty misclick or something. But that was a really cool one, and with the crit he just brought the Gengar to the sash and managed to took it out on the next turn.
Yeah. Another very interesting set was the weakness policy Tinglu. It's a very high risk, high reward, because it's not that Tinglu can't use it, it's just hard to because of his speed stat. And it's really better if you get like a trick room situation going on, and then you take full advantage of it. But at least if you do get the weakness policy off, you're always guaranteed to take something down with you.
Yeah. I think that the hardest part on making it work, it's because when people prep against Tinglu, you can almost every time expect to get either burned or poisoned. So it's hard to pull those off because you're either losing half of your attack anyway, or you're just putting on a timer. Because we know what happened when we leave Tinglu like unchecked. It's not just a tank.
But it was still a sick prep, you know. So you love to see it.
So yeah, finding a opportunity to make the weakness policy count, like even if it was 1 or 2 EQs, it was on the right time and the right target too. And then our last one, the coil with the loaded ice in the ore form.
Yeah, I freaking love this so much. Once again, you don't prep for it really. It's something that can happen, right? But it's like it's so specific. And then the moveset he had with coil, the combination of Rock Blast and Iron Tail being his stab move, and then making sure he never misses it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the strongest stab move.
The accuracy too, right?
Yeah. Yep. So he fixes the accuracy on it, and he guarantees on it, and that hits hard. It almost took out, who was it? I forgot who he took out with it. But another really great defensive mon too.
The Iron Tail was I think it was the Polar Bear, right?
Yes. So great stuff on MSRs. That was MSR. Yeah, that was MSR.
Yeah, MSR. And also being fair to him, not to him to embrace Assassin when I was talking about the prep, is because I remember Orform doesn't learn Stone Edge, but it does learn Smackdown and Rock Slide. So yeah, that's if it learns Rock Slide, then Rock Blast is much less likely. You gotta be fair to embrace Assassin.
Number 3, I'd probably give it to the Tinglu. Because it's not impossible to get weakness policy to work on Tinglu. It's just, you know, you're risking a little more as if he won't be your definitive defensive choice. But I think the unpredictability on the Frankerchen, right? Yeah. And I love how it's like the whole time it's like, what's it supposed to do? It just showed up and showed you what it can do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
But number 1 definitely, well, at least for me personally, definitely needs to go to the Orthworm.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, about the weakness policy, it's like we said, you're almost expecting Tinglu to leave at least 2 or 3 hits. It's not even only 1. So you for sure can find situations to make the weakness policy work. Still cool though. Still deserve the 3rd place.
You did.
And congrats to MSR, one more time bringing us the heat. Yeah, actually.
Failed to deliver.
Yeah, our boy is dominating though. And now the fail of the week. Oh boy. Take the children out of the room now.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Because we're gonna talk some stuff. Let's talk, and I think this one, at least for me, is the clear 3rd spot. The first one is more difficult. I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but about the Regieleki play for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, it's just it got frisked. We see the normal gem, and personally, I'm getting excited. All right, I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do, because my first guess is explosion, like straight up just explosion, and that's fine. But Terra Blast is not bad either, because especially something like the Shaman, you get that good damage on it. I don't think it would have killed as much as the explosion would have, but would have been great to see this normal gem go off. But it never did. It never did. And I just feel like, who was it with the Regieleki? I need to look back now.
Let me get it.
Peter, there we go.
Yeah.
So I feel like Peter was very too conservative with it. Maybe afraid of the Tinkaton switch in, like you mentioned. But it's at this point you might as well have used that at some point, I think, personally.
Yeah, I feel it's like one thing. Let me grab an example from my matches just to explain like how I feel. Bringing safety goggles versus brute bonnet or or a Mungus, and you end up not using it. You didn't really lose an item spot because it was there if you needed, and you dealt with what you bring it in another race. So if you don't end up using it, it's good on you. But if you bring an item like normal gen, power herb, mental herb, all those one-time use, adrenaline orb, and you then don't end up using it, I feel it's either something went wrong, or either on the prep or in the gameplay. Because then in that situation, I feel it's an missed slot. You know what I mean? Because you had your item, and items are a very important part on the team building process.
Extremely important, extremely. And it's just that's why a lot of times whenever you're faced with a mon that's obviously going to knock off, you have to choose which mon can deal less with it. So having an item that really just doesn't do anything for you, I think Kim brought up an excellent comparison. It's like bringing an adrenaline orb to a match that you were expecting to intimidate mon or something of the sort. No, intimidate mon, but it never comes. So basically worthless item.
And just so you don't get this wrong, we're not saying the idea in the prep was the fail. The fail was not being able to use it. It's also
Definitely not.
It's also somewhat unlucky, but a job's a job, as we always say.
Yeah.
We're just here to give don't kill the messengers.
Yeah.
You know?
And once again, the prep wasn't wrong, right?
Yeah.
We understand that this is a match that still does mean a lot. Differential means a lot, and the fact that it could have been the difference whether you win the game or not, that's all up to somebody. But just on paper, right? And it's like Kim was saying, to not take it personally. Just on paper, the fact that you could have used it, especially take out the shaman, definitely counts as a fail because you didn't get to do it when you could have. So that's all. But it was still great prep. We just would have liked to see it.
Yeah, it's like if you just explode in front of something and it just kills and it's a hype moment, then it's, even if it's bad in the match, it's a hype moment, and you just made us like wanting more, And now between the next two, I don't know which one is the second, which one is the first one, but let's talk a little bit about both. First, losing the King Gambit to the Destiny Bond. We talk a little bit about this one, but man, that felt so bad for me, at least. Because you know how much I like those mind games during the matches. And I feel this one was so predictable. Like, the debond is coming there.
Yeah. And then we also have the weak armor Cerulege. But actually, I think it's going to be easier. I think weak armor Cerulege goes second, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
Because that's more of a lack of anticipation, right? You don't expect the rock blast. You expect even less the loaded dice.
Yeah, it's more an unlucky moment.
All he had to do was switch the ability, and but he had no way of knowing that. So I feel like that's just lack of unseen prep. So I think that's number 2. Whereas here we had the same situation of our number 2 last week, which was the +6 Bronzong. And I know how you feel, because this +4, just go for Sword Stance again. He only has 8 Destiny Bond usage. You have 32 Sword Stance. So even if you click Sword Stance every time, and you want it, and he switches out, even if he switches out, you have a +6 Sucker Punch if needed.
Yeah, and literally at that point, just for him. Because he did indeed click the debond again. So yeah, I have to agree.
We have Armor Rouge at number 2, and then the King Gambit set up at number 1 for the fail.
Yeah, my man, we are sorry, but that one hurts. I guess, as we said, in the end it all worked out, but oh boy, that hurts my heart to watch.
Yeah.
And now the most difficult one, honestly, on this week, the game of the week, because honestly,
we had a lot.
Yeah, all the games were so back and forth.
I think initially Kim and I only agreed on one game.
Yeah.
Then we have 4 other games that we have to fit in 2 more spots.
Yeah, you
But
know.
I think we came to agreement. So do you want to start us with number 3?
Yeah, the fun part is, dude, we had 8 matches on the week and 5 were being in the discussion for Game of the Week. Just how crazy this week was.
Yes.
Yeah, I think number 3 probably Dusty versus Michael, right?
Yeah, I think so. And well, it was a sweep, right? I think what really sold it to me was just everything from subbing in front of the leash seat of the Appleton, and then having the balls to go for that one more calm mine in front of the Azelf, risking risking a crit essentially. But he won that guaranteed 1-hit KO on the Azelf, and then everything else was gonna get swept also. So that's for me what kind of sealed it. And he had the right moveset for it too, to take on everything.
Yeah, and at that point, still 4 months with full HP for Michael, so it's not like, oh, he's just taking a risk that won't hurt a lot if he end up missing. Like, if he got crit there, we still have a game.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't even get to see the rest of what Dust was cooking. That's the sad part, because Dust is even if this was his first win, he always brings some really cool stuff. And I can't lose the joke, man, I'm sorry. In Brazil we have a saying that we lose the friend, but we don't lose the joke. I was really excited to see me and Xiao finally debuting on the league.
The redemption arc.
Yeah, because he didn't got to play last time we saw him. So yeah, this is 3rd place in Game of the Week. And then for number 2.
Number 2, let me see.
Between those 2,
I think number 2 is gonna go to Alex versus Lemon for me, because I liked how Lemon still played around his win cons. It didn't work out at the end, but he still did a good job, because a lot of the middle game is switching back and forth and putting in the right mons. Each side trying to chip away at each other, but each side still recovering health until the point where Lemon couldn't keep up with it. I think his only defensive mon left was the Toxapex, compared to Alex's 2 defensive mons, being the Melodic and Corviknight. So it was great, good back and forth, but I just think that Harvey versus Bobby Sins got the more interesting match for me.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, I feel Alex versus Lemon, talking competitive wise, was probably the best match so far in the season. But when you look at overall satisfaction as a viewer, competitive is also a very important part, and this one got me really focused on the match. But Harvey versus Bobby Sins was one of those that you keep getting hyped up every turn, you know?
Because I don't think there's much hacks in that game, actually, now that I think about it.
It's just like the sets made sense, but the thing, I don't know if you agree on this one, but team building wise, when you look at both teams, some parts fit together, but some of the other doesn't. So it kind of gets like a messy game. You don't really know what to expect from watching. I don't know if you got this feeling from this one too.
I think I understand it a little bit. I think what I like the most about Harvey versus Bobby Sins is it could have gone either way. In all honesty, it could have gone either way. One part is like, had Bobby Sins not... Wait, hold on, let me go here real quick. Oh yeah, no, that's different. Hold on, I need to make sure I have my gains. Yeah, no, that's Peter. Bobby Sins is... Oh, I lost it. Okay, no, Bobby Sins, but I know Bobby Sins is versus the Rillaboom. That's what it was. So what I like is that the matches could have gone either way, regardless. And thank you for pulling it up for me.
Yeah, no worry.
Okay, now it's saying database overload. Let me see if I refresh it. There we go. Okay, yeah, now I can remember everything. So it was very much back and forth. Both, like I said, the beginning of the match, I think, went in both of their favors. They both got what they really wanted. Bobby got a way to not just whittle down the Zoro arc, but make sure he found out who it was later in the match. And then Harvey was able to reduce one of the biggest walls down to low enough health. But we see how Bobby's able to get that heat ran back up. He made the excellent play in the Terrifier against the Magnezone. Once again, it's a darn shame it never got to pull off the one-hit KO to the Sturdy. And I feel like once again that would have led us to a different game. But regardless, Bobby Sins really brought this as close as he could, and this is his best game the whole season.
Yeah, agreed. Like maybe a little bit more. How can I say? Assignment on a couple threats, and this is a different game.
Yeah,
but definitely
and my only
the improvement
on his match is just not knowing if the heat ran had flame body, which could have played a lot in trying to get that Rillaboom burned, making his Grassy Glide and Choice Band item a little less redundant.
Oh yeah, also something you wanted to comment, but we didn't go through that. I think it was turn 3. Just let me go this real quick. Yeah, turn 3, he just swapping the Rillaboom into the Heatran after the Spadef drop from Shadow Ball. And dude, imagine Bobby just clicks Lava Plum again.
Dude, okay, so I didn't want to mention that, right? The only reason why I didn't want to mention that is because I feel like he didn't want to risk losing the Heatran to another Shadow Ball. Which, in all honesty, because I remember, watching this replay twice, I'm thinking, how could have Bobby won? And I'm looking at it because I had voted for him. But not just that, because it was that close of a game. You understand? It was that close. I'm trying to see where it could have changed. And I'm like, man, if only he didn't switch out. But that's because we have hindsight, right? Yeah. We know how the game plays out. We know he switches out. But you have to think from Bobby's point of view. Heatran still has so much value.
Oh yeah, this Spadef drop is so awful.
And he still did. He burned the Gligar, which was huge. And and he probably still could have resisted a Grassy Glide in the future. He had leftovers too. So he still had a lot of value, and I don't blame him for that.
Oh no, of course, definitely both players did the right play.
Knowing how the match goes, we wish he would have stayed in. But it wasn't a bad play. It was not.
No.
Right? The only thing, once again, that I critique is if their flame body was there, he could have found other points to use it.
Oh yeah, during the match, you mean, right? Like as soon as Rillaboom is on the field, you just swap in the Heatran.
Yeah.
And even if you try to get in on U-turn.
Yeah, besides that, very close game. Both sides played super great. Barbie preserving the Rillaboom, and great stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's it for the week 3. We still have to go through the pickems. Oh yeah, we didn't spoke about this week's pickems. Let's just go a little bit back into it. We both lost on the Funch one. Funch, just when I trust you.
Oh yeah. When you finally go for Funch, bro.
I won't trust you never again in my life. Then we both got that boy Keith versus Wooba.
We sure did.
I think most of us actually. Everyone went into the 3 same results. Cashiro too. Also, we all got the Dusty win. We knew.
We all got the Dusty. Let's go.
We knew, brother.
Now Innova versus Peter was different. Kaz and I went for Peter, but you and Shiro also went for Innova, and that paid off.
Yeah, we could see it cooking. Now Lemon versus Alex. Kaz was the only one to get it right.
Kaz was the only one, but I think a lot of it's because just we saw the Lemon potential, and he did have. It was another close one. I think that was the ones you recommended, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got our game of the week.
With
that's what
the Jolteon one. Yep.
Yeah. So honestly, I still don't feel bad choosing Lemon because he still played phenomenally. He played around his win con, even being placed with his back on the wall.
Oh yeah, he made Alex sweat for that one, as we said. And then the
Alex
biggest
did have to
upset
work
of the
for it.
week, I guess, even more than... Even if we all vote for Funch versus Kingler, that was a really close one.
It was another very close one, yeah. Herdes versus Mr. Mag. We all went Mr. Mag, but you know me, I'm Mr. Mag fan simply because of the Iron Moth. If he ever trades it away, I'm not voting for him anymore.
His team go instantly from S to B- in Stein's book.
Instantly.
Then MSR versus Embrace Assassin, we all got that one right.
MSR did not disappoint, and he still not only did he, do us right, he still brought in the entertainment value.
Yeah, MSR is so far the GOAT for me. I don't care, sorry. I guess it's Alex and who else? Who's in first place? Alex and Keith.
Yeah.
Sorry to both of you,
And
but
then Harvey versus Bobby Sins. There's another one where even though I didn't get this right, I feel like I was only off by a little bit. I'm really happy for Bobby. Like honestly, I don't regret at all voting. And not to say that I regret like voting for someone like Funch or Peter. It's just when I say this, it means like I can be happy voting for him, knowing that he lost, but how he lost is different. You understand? The way how he was like down to the wire, and I'm okay with that. It could have been anybody's game.
Like he proved to you your faith wasn't in vain.
Yes,
it was on
exactly,
the detail.
Like it wasn't a bad guess. It was just the game didn't work out how he wanted to. Right? He still lived up to the expectation. There you go.
And now into next week.
Next week, Dusty versus Harvey. Who did you vote for?
Yeah, I went for Harvey on this one. I just think Harvey's on a crescent, and the boost of
I don't blame
confidence.
you. Seeing Harvey's last match was really good too, and he knows how to preserve his win cons. Whereas Dusty has great setups, but I feel like that's something Dusty needs to learn how to do because the first 2 weeks, some of his biggest spawns were thrown away. Iron Bundle and Mian Shao.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big difference, and week 4 we're gonna see if Dusty continues to learn from that and can play around Harvey, who knows how to preserve his mons, or at least his win con one.
Not only
that's
that,
gonna be really.
But I feel Harvey would be one of the best guys to kind of try to bait Dusty into making the same mistakes again, like to create situations that Dusty feels comfortable to bring his Amon in and then get trapped by it. And then it will be a matter of who sees it coming first and who preps better for it.
All right. Yeah, looking forward to it.
The next one, even if it's unanimous too, it's also a good candidate for Game of the Week and a really good one. Peter versus MSR.
Yeah.
This will be a really cool one.
Peter definitely. It's a little. It's similar to Dusty, but not exactly the same. I feel like in this week, week 3, Peter kind of gave up on a very important defensive mon. And if he can learn from that, he's got a great shot against MSR. Because MSR once, and I've noticed it, once he gets rid of a particular mon or 2 mons that might get in the way of a sweep, he just lets loose. And he's always got some great entertaining sets. I'm looking forward to see what he cooks up next. But I feel like against Peter, he may need more than just some unpredictability, right?
He also needs to keep not only the plays but the momentum in the game.
This might be the week where he doesn't bring shit for me. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. But he'd get more respect from me if he still brings shit free.
Yeah, honestly, looking at Peter's, then it's not bad at all. It's not good either, but I guess he's gonna show us in a couple of days.
All right.
Then we got Innova versus Funch. Another unanimity, I guess. Even if I just said 5 minutes ago I would never trust Funch again in my life, okay, I'm trusting you.
But Funch.
I forgive you. Just one last time. In the end, the guy still won Showdown.
He still owns it.
Yeah, he let us all play, and all the league is only happening because he let us use his platform. So let's give him one more chance.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, on a serious note, even if Enova is showing some improvements, I think Funch is just so well prepared, and even if this week I think he was sick, not to go too much into detail, and he still put up a great fight versus Kingler. He will be 100% now, and he will be wanting to show that was only a fluke. So I think this will be 150% Funch now this week, because he'll have the blood on his eyes.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Bobby Sands versus Woba.
Yeah, and again, looking by the improvement of both, I feel like Bobby Sins was really close to get his match this week, while Woba still needed one or two adjustments.
Well, they're both improving, but Bobby at a significantly faster rate than Woba. Like, one or two plays would have had Bobby win his first match this week. Where Woba is like some more prep is needed, right? Not just the plays, just more prep. Like I said, the flame charge on Typhlosion was questionable at best.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
So, but you know, don't give up, Woba. This is the tiebreaker here. Someone's gonna get their first win.
Yeah, and to be fair with Woba too, it's hard to get your momentum when you have such a hard schedule as his. Because he got Lemon in first week, then he gets Alex, and then which one was this week? I just lost the name. And then he gets that by Keith.
He's got the. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a really hard streak. So don't let it break your confidence. Like, it's probably one of the hardest three starting weeks. And at least in our league, making a parallel to DDL, we had Will that lost, I think it was the first match, right?
I do believe so, yes.
And the guy finished in 4th place or something like that, 5th place.
Oh yeah.
He just reverse sweep the whole league. So
actually, Will's also the one that took out the favorite to win.
Oh yeah. He took literally the guy who only lost one match so far.
Yeah, there you go, Woba. Actually, he's the one he was the only one that beat the undefeated guy in the regular season, and then playoffs he took him out again.
Yeah, so there's still too much water to roll on this river. Keep your head up, and still 5 weeks to go. Then after this one, what do we have?
We have one that's already played by the time we're recording this.
Oh yeah, Alex versus Herdis.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think I would have still voted Alex. That's why I put him.
Yeah, I voted it before the match happened.
Yeah, I didn't get to. Yeah. I had already seen Alex's. Alex. Actually, I even saw Alex's video.
Oh, I didn't saw the video yet.
And this guy was not expecting Herdis to bring the heat. He was not expecting it.
We're keeping the spoilers for next week, but this is a fun one. Next week we already have some fun going.
Yep. So yeah,
we'll
leave it at that.
And then that by Keith versus Lemon.
That by Keith is he's on a winning streak. You know, he's on fire. So I normally don't do this, but I'm just I love his game, his prep. You know, because he's proving he's not just a great, battler. It's just he preps for it too, and it shows in his games. So
agree.
Not to say Lemon doesn't prep either. Lemon's brought some really good stuff, like the elemental punches on the Medicham, which is really sick stuff. But for now, I'm gonna give the edge to Keith, and Lemon can definitely prove his wrong. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, true. Agreed. Also, I just feel Keith just looks so comfortable with his team.
Actually, I haven't even seen the matchup yet. How's the team look compared to one another? Let me look at this. We got Lemon, Ritas.
Now comparing.
Got
Yeah, looking a little bit, Lemon has a good matchup into Keith, but the team from Keith is no joke.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it now. He's got a magic bounce mon. Then he has the mon that says FU to any status. So he can bring either or to that. But I don't think he's going. Oh my god, Lemon's got Wochien. Do you think Wochien makes an appearance?
Versus this team is kind of difficult.
I
Maybe
mean,
if
hey,
he wanna block Brylon somehow.
against me, and I had an Iron Moth, bro.
Yeah, but
He
I'm
brought it against me knowing I had an Iron Moth.
but I'm mentally unstable. That doesn't count. I mean, he can do some shenanigans to get Brylon, maybe. I can see some things work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could be a Wochien angle. But I think Lemon go all out on one of the spectrums, or full balance or full hyper offense on this. Or even, looking at that boy Keith's team, some kind of really stally style could be dangerous on this.
I think he has to go stall.
Yeah, like Pax, Wochien, the Ninetales with the Veil.
But then again, Keith's got some really good wall breakers. So yeah, we'll see.
This will be a fun
We shall
one.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Embrace Assassin versus Mr. Mag.
Mr. Mag, easy.
Yeah, he has the arrow off, so as
Yeah,
Stein
that's
said,
it, it's partial. Mr. Mag is like the only one I'm partial to. Right? He could lose the rest of the season, which I hope he doesn't. Alright. But I'll let you know, he could lose the rest. I'm still going for Mr. Mag until playoffs.
and
Yeah, I'm just an Iron Moth enjoyer, right? I'm very partial.
and
So,
honestly,
Mr. Mag, don't ever trade Iron Moth, because I will never worry.
and honestly, looking at both teams, it's really hard to Embrace Assassin to deal with Mr. Mag's team. I don't know if you agree. Like, he's really dependent on a couple months.
I mean, so I look, I don't want to reveal any tech right now, but I do see a way around it. But I'm gonna leave that to. I'm gonna leave that to Embrace Assassin to figure it out. But there is definitely some tech he can pull off.
Oh yeah,
But
of
I'm
course.
looking at, and there's some tech. So I'm gonna leave that to Embrace Assassin, do his homework, do his mocks, and we'll see if it takes him to victory. But in the meantime, I will still be going for Mr. Mag.
See, I agree. I do think it's very difficult for Embrace Assassin, so I guess just PM me the tech later. I'm curious now. And then the last one, Kingler versus Michael of the Perk. Yeah, now we both went with Kingler on this one. Shiro and Kaz, and on the other hand, they went with Michael. I can kind of see the logic. Michael is... I feel gameplay-wise is on a crescent every week. He's rising step by step. But I just feel Kingler...
Yeah, but Kingler too.
Yeah, his team is just so good, and beating Funch, that was playing so well on the first weeks, it's definitely a good morale booster into the next week. And more importantly, Tinglu and Zapdos. You guys already know we're partial. If you hate it, just leave a comment and make the YouTube algorithm do the magic for us.
Alright then.
And that was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that concludes another week for us. Now, you drop a like, sub into the channel. There's also not only Stein's YouTube below, but also all the other coaches who are doing YouTube on PUDL. The ones I remember from my head, MSR, Alex, Keith. there's at least one more, I'm sure, also doing. But you're gonna find all of them in the description. Give our boys some love. Also, Kaz and Shiro too. And as always, thank you both for letting us do this, and all the players for all the matches and for taking in good sport all the bullshit we talk here. We love you.
Love you all. And keep it up.
And that's it for us. Good night, guys. See ya next week.